Welcome to part 2 of my Q&A. Today's video is going to be on more personal matters like skin and hair care, etc. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first question that I'm going to answer is on hair care, and I would like to share with you Kevin Murphy Hydrate Me Wash and Rinse. I've been using it for about 5 years, and the remarkable thing about this product is my hair doesn't get tired of it. I'm reluctant to share products mainly because we're all different. I have a lot of hair, I have thick hair, and it needs to be tamed. I'm also color treated, and so I have to have a very gentle wash and rinse, but it also needs to get clean because I collect a lot of dust, I think. And then my only other product that I use is Olaplex 7. It's an oil, and I go through one of these about once a month or once every 6 weeks, but it goes in wet hair, and it actually has a property or an ingredient that is very healing to the actual hair, which I need because I do feel that I have some damage to my hair. But those are my favorite products, and my hair just doesn't get tired of them. The next question is about daily beauty routine, skincare, and dry skin. So there's a lot here. First, I have to say I'm 59, and the one thing I can say about how I've taken care of my skin through the years is that I've been very persistent and very diligent. I don't have easy skin, and so that's where products come into play. And products change really from year to year, but from decade to decade for sure. 50s were very challenging. I found Angie. She has her website called Hot and Flashy, or her YouTube channel. And I think she is just the foremost DIY on skincare, and she uses mostly over-the-counter products. So I think she is the gold standard for that. But I'll share with you what I do. Mine is a little more pared down. I don't like to spend that much time, but I do like to be diligent. The first thing that I do, and I don't think I've missed a day in probably 30 years of washing makeup off my face every night. And I love these little facial sponges. They used to be called Buff Puff, but there are two sides to it. One is a little rougher than the other, but I always make sure everything, the day is completely washed off my face and neck. For cleanser, I've used Avene cream. There's no fragrance. It's very mild and but efficient. I love Avene cream. I've used it for probably 10 years. Okay, and so then for nighttime routine, I use Timeless, and I really don't know the name of this, but we'll get a close-up. But this is like a serum that goes on next after cleansing. And then my daughter just turned me on to Snail Mucin a couple weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. It is definitely the benefit of having daughters, because they can turn you on to the newest, latest. But this is amazing. It's so hydrating, and but it's not like greasy. It's amazing. And then, so I think the gold standard is having a dermatologist prescribe. This is a Raslo, and it is a retin-A, so it's pretty intense, and I just cannot put that right on my skin. So I mix it with Olay, and nighttime I really love this Olay Regenerist, as well as Pacifica. It's a vegan ceramide, so those go on really, really thick. And yes, that's how I go to bed at night, with a lot going on, just to let it penetrate into my skin through the night. That's just the best time when we can take care of our skin. And then in the morning, a wash with Avene cream again, sometimes with a washcloth, a warm washcloth, just to get everything off. And then we start over again with the same Timeless, Matrixyl, and the Snail stuff. That's a serum, and it goes on kind of damp skin. Then that dries. Sometimes actually before that, I'll use this vitamin C. It just depends. You can get an assessment of your skin because the Retin-A can really peel, and so you just don't want to be that raw. But then the serum goes on, and then the Olay has kind of a day cream regenerist that I really like. And then sunscreen, my favorite, my only and all-time favorite, Neogen sunscreen. It goes on kind of powdery and dry because that can be really shiny and oily. A couple of other things that I will mix in every now and then, just depending. It's like listening to your skin and letting your skin tell you what it needs. Sometimes skin has more wherewithal than others. If I feel like my skin can take it, I'll add in at night lactic acid in place of retinol, or I'll do the vitamin C. And then if my skin is a little more sensitive, but I still want to get the kind of the regeneration, then I'll use Avene. It's a retinol. Retin-A and retinol. Retinol is much more mild than Retin-A. So I believe those are all of my products. As far as body skincare, I like to use an alpha hydroxy acid, but in the winter it can be kind of intense. Big part of hydration has to do with constant sloughing and having fresh new skin. But I've also been using a hand cream because it's been so very dry here in Southern California. It's L'Occitane. It's a hand cream that I've been using on my arms and legs. So I think that's about it. I don't know where I'd be without all these products. The next question is the most asked question, and it has to do with where I get my dresses and also what I look for in dresses. And my favorite thing to do is go online, and I learned to do this during COVID, but Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom make it really easy, and you can put in all of your criteria. So you pull up the website, women, dresses, and then I love a midi length dress, a sweetheart neckline. I love to think about what kind of length of sleeve I'm looking for. And then color. I tend to like very muted, earthy tones more and more all the time. And then the quality of the fabric. So cotton, linen, silk, or any blend of those are my preferred just because they're natural fibers. And you can put that in there as well. Most clothing manufacturers will have natural fiber or natural fabric dresses to choose from. I really like Madewell. They just tend to be consistent as far as size. And the other place that I love is, I found them on Etsy. It's called Linen Naive. It's from China. Most of our clothing is actually made in China and India now. So this company, they started their own line of clothing, and that's where I get all of my linen dresses. I found that I could walk right into a small, and every size thereafter has been very consistent. They also have a really great customer service, and they respond time-wise within 24 hours. And so I really love Linen Naive. Okay, so I'm combining a question on books, and this has to do with reading for pleasure. And I would love to say that I love to read fiction and novels, but truth be told, I love to watch movies when it comes to fiction. And this is my pleasure reading here. I have my own private stash of books. And these are my favorites. I love learning about everything that is philosophical, of spiritual nature. David and Goliath, Malcolm Gladwell, Boundaries, Just Listen, His Needs, Her Needs, Boundaries, Never Go Back. Just these are my absolute favorite books that I come back to again and again. They've taught me a lot. I love learning. So those books have been very enjoyable. They've taught me a lot, but books that I come back to again and again, I keep in here because they're reference books. Some are newer, some are older. On Prayer by Andrew Murray. This, oh my gosh, I can read this a million times and never tire. Eat to Beat Disease by William Lee is a researcher on food and nutrition. He's my favorite health YouTube channel. I love him. Change Your Brain, Change Your Life, Atomic Habits, The Language of Letting Go. These books, The Compound Effect, 5 a.m. Club, absolute wonderful books that continue to inspire me. And then daily necessary books and reading. 1, my calendar. 2, I usually like to do a couple of devotionals. Right now, the 2 daily that I'm doing together each day, A New Beginning and Jesus Always. And this is how I like to start my day. And then this right here, my daughter gave this to me as a gift. It's a hand-painted Bible, but this is my absolute favorite book of all time. And the last question has to do with what my career has been. And so there are a lot of components to my career life. First, I have to say that I was very blessed to be able to stay home and raise my 2 beautiful daughters. And years ago, when they were young, I started a design business doing interior design, and that was starting to take off about the time that the recession hit. So that kind of came to a dead stop for the most part. At that time, I was also leading small groups, prayer and recovery groups out of my home. And I had a couple in one of my groups. He, being a clinical psychologist, one day suggested to me that I should become a life coach. At that time, I was getting ready to go back to school to become an MFT. And he strongly urged me to go down the life coaching path. Since then, I've been to 3 coaching schools. I've had an internship with a clinical psychologist, and I've been doing this for years. Life coaching and collaborating with people is my greatest passion. We all have an idea of what our highest aim is or what our highest good is, but actually moving the needle and growing is altogether different because it comes in baby steps. And but growth and becoming is such a passion of mine. And it now here on this channel, I get to combine my love of home and family, interior design. I also love architecture and marriage, which is huge for me as well. Along with the coaching is combining all of the things that I truly love to do, that I get to bring to you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing here. So I have to thank you so much. And oh my gosh, I say this every time, but I absolutely love getting to know all of you. So with that, we will see you again, hopefully next time.